like a good positive message to keep me going through the week. But then she said, I said, well, I started liking podcasts. I always liked the podcast. But I said, but my favorite podcast is My Favorite Murder. And she screamed. She said, that's my girlfriend's favorite podcast. She listens to it. I said, I love My Favorite Murder. I am the biggest Karen in Georgia fan. I am a murderino and from a little town called Muller, South Carolina. I live in Lumberton, North Carolina. If they ever get back on the road, I'm telling you, boy, I'm going to be listening because I love it and they do what they're supposed to do. They put humor to pain and make it not hurt so bad. They talk about murders in the past and they talk about crimes in the present and future. I mean, they talk about things that makes their life. They talk about their pets. They talk about what they love. And that's basically why I love my podcast. My podcast is a social podcast. I talk about things that go in my daily life. I want to talk about people who things go in their daily life. And we make each other feel just a little bit better. So, I love My Favorite Murder by Karen Kilgore and Judge Hardstark. And I just think, oh man, they leagues above me, but they are the reason why I really got off my behind and started doing my podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for years. For anybody listen, they know I talk about it, but I was just determined to get it off the ground, and now I have. And I also like to thank Katina because Katina's like, Dana, if you want to start your podcast, she introduced me to Speaker, and that's where it's my platform, and it's where I started, and I'm grateful for her because when she gave me I kept the app on my phone maybe a year before I even said my first word. And it dawned on me that I talk anyway. Why not talk to other people? Or why not put my podcast out there and see what kind of feedback I get? Of course, I'm going to get some negative, like, you cuss too much. Yeah. All right. And you don't always sound, you sound country. Oh, cool. Sometimes your words are twisted. And again, cool. Tell me something that's going to upset me. Tell me that ain't going to be no more Krispy Kreme donuts. And then I might get upset. But you talk about how I sound. I'm from the South. Baby, I can get worse than this. Let me get upset. You might not understand nothing I say. Because when I start talking a mile a minute. You think I care about that? But I don't. And then I have my friends like Tiffany and Karima and Miss Sia and Melissa that I talk to. And then I have my lovely children, David and his wife Lauren, Antonio and Mickey are my children. And my wonderful, wonderful grandson. Oh my God. His name is Alex Chase Owens. And his grandma love him intensely. I mean, I just want to just snuggle and all upside his little forehead. That's what I want to do. Just a beautiful baby came into our life. I wish I could see how proud I am. I just want to hug him right now. I might get in my car and go over there and I just come and kiss the baby. Mwah! Hey, Chase. And then drive off. But again, we on a gas crisis and I ain't, I just filled my car up. I got to go to work next week, so can't be driving this gas out if all willy-nilly like that, so. So, I'm enjoying myself. And like I said, every emotion happened this week. I cried. I got mad. I laughed. I cooked. And yes, cooking is an emotion for me. If I cook a lot, that means I'm upset about something. He'd be sad that I cook. He said he'd be sad that I'm upset, but he'd be happy because he know I'm a cook. And I made steaks at 2 a.m. in the morning. He was so sad. He's like, she's still up. And she's cooking dinner at 2 a.m. in the morning. But he knew I was upset. So, with that said, I'm alright. I'm going to be alright. I'm probably going to talk to my therapist. Because I'm not mad anymore. But I'm still a little sad. Because I feel like I'm losing. I literally feel like I'm losing something. And I'm not. I'm not losing it. I'm not physically losing anything. But I guess the loss of a relationship is just a loss of a relationship. It's the same. So, I don't understand. So, I enjoy that. I'm going to be sad. Then I'm gonna go make some cookies. I feel like snickerdoodles in my future. I got some dough left over. I'm gonna roll it out and see what I got going on. Make a dozen snickerdoodles. I know that sounds crazy, but I like cookies. All right, folks. That's how I talk about everything for tonight. That's my update show. And I have talked about a whole bunch of stuff that I was not on this. Why do I write this list out and then I don't follow it? I gotta stop doing that. So, with that said, I wish everybody a good night, a good evening, good life, good sleep, good rest. You're going out tonight, good partying. Come home safe. I always tell people when I teach a class at my job is, look, I want you to come in, do your job, and go home the same way you came. Please, 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 please be careful. This is my podcast. Talk about everything and all about nothing. I'm Dana Leggett. Good evening.